بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم أخرجني من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمني بنور الفهم اللهم افتح علينا أبواب رحمتك وانشر علينا خزائن علومك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. So inshallah we start our second session, and that's on the first chapter of the first section. So it is المرحلة الأولى في كليات مباحث الوجود, general ideas about existence. The first chapter is في بداية مفهوم الوجود. This is about the fact that the concept of wujud, the concept of being or existence, is self-evident. You remember, mafhum means concept. You remember in logic, in mantiq, we said there are two types of mafahim. Yeah? Some are badihi, some are nadari. Tasavvur is either badihi or nadari. Badihi is self-evident. Nadari, some say theoretical, but means like speculative. You need to define it. Tasavvuri is self-evident. You don't need any definition for it. It's obvious. Yes, maybe you don't know the term. Maybe there is, for example, a term in a language and you are not familiar with it. That is not definition. That's translation. We are not talking about translation. We are talking about definition. Badihi may need translation, but it doesn't need definition. Okay? So, mafhumul wujud, the concept of being, does not need definition, because everyone understands what is the concept. Maybe we don't understand the reality of existence. That's another issue. But if you say is or has or existence or being or wujud in any language, people understand. Actually, it's impossible to bring definition for wujud, because what is clearer to you than wujud that you can bring in the definition of wujud? Anything that you want to bring in the definition of wujud is less understandable than wujud. Yeah? And some people, try to bring another term which is synonymous to wujud. For example, they define being with existence. It's the same thing. So, the concept of wujud is badihi. It doesn't need definition, and it's actually impossible to bring for it any definition, because it's the most general, the most universal thing. Mafhumul wujud badihiyun ma'gulun binafs zate. The concept of existence is self-evident, and it is understood by itself. Ma'gulun binafs zate. It's understood by itself. Why we say it's self-evident and understood by itself? لأنه لا يحتاج فيه إلى توسيط شيء آخر. Because we don't need to bring something else in between us and this concept, to bring a definition, and with the help of that concept we understand this. فلا معرف له. There is no mu'arrif. You remember in mantiq we said mu'arrif and hujjah. There are two subject matters for mantiq. Mu'arrif is definition. Hudud wa ta'rifat, these are mu'arrif. Means something that helps you to understand another concept. There is no mu'arrif for wujud. Whether it be had or rasm. In mantiq we said there are two types of definition. One is had, and it is only when you use dhatiyat. Rasm is maybe zati and araz am or araz khasse, or just araz am and araz khasse. You remember had and rasm? Because we said we have 5 types of kulli. Kulliyatul khams. Yeah? No, jins, fasl, arad am, arad khas. Hudud, hadd tam, hadd naqis are made by using zatiyat, essential concepts. But rusum involved accidental concepts. For example, if you say al-insanu haywanun natiq, this is had the tam, because you have mentioned everything in the essence of human beings. But if you say al-insanu haywanun dhahikun, human being is an animal that laughs. Okay, still it is a good definition because it includes all human beings and excludes non-human beings. But you have not completed exploring the essence of human beings, because to laugh is not part of our essence. You have just mentioned the jins, not the fast. The differential is not mentioned. So this is called rasm. Okay, remember? So had and rasm, both of them are not available for wujud, because wujud is such a common and well-known and obvious concept. And there is also no way to analyze it because it is basit, it is simple, it has no parts. لا معرف له من حد أو رسم. There is no mu'arrif. Why? First of all, because mu'arrif, this is a very famous sentence. We say mu'arrif has to be ajla from mu'arraf. Mu'arrif has to be more famous, more known than mu'arraf, the one which is defined. You know, for example, you want to get admitted somewhere, and they tell you bring mu'arraf, recommendation letter from a referee. If you yourself are more known than that person, it doesn't work. Yes? Because mu'arraf must be more known to them than mu'arraf so that it can help. Any definition has to be more understandable and clearer than what is defined. But in the case of wujud, we don't have anything which is more known to us than wujud. We are talking about the concept, not about reality. Reality is complicated. But the concept of wujud, to be there, to have reality, is very well known. لوجوب كون المعرف أجلى وأظهر من المعرف. Mu'arrif must be أظهر, means clearer. أجلى is also means clearer, obvious, than mu'arraf, what is defined. So, what some people have said, people have attempted to define. When you look at what they have tried to bring as definitions, you see these are not definitions. These are called sharhul ism. It's like translation. It's like just dictionary definition, which is different from real definition. Ma urada fi ta'rifi, what has been brought, what has been mentioned as definition, like الوجود أو الموجود بما هو موجود هو الثابت المعين. Some people said we have a definition. What is definition? الثابت المعين. We say the wujud itself was better. We could understand what is wujud. But when you say الثابت المعين, something which is there and it's identifiable, it's more difficult than wujud. Okay? Or some people say الذي يمكن أن يخبر عنه, something that can be given information about. You can give information about it. You can talk about it. Okay, it became less clear. So these are not really definitions. These are sharhul ism. These are just description of that name. It's like rephrasing, rewording, like translation. دون المعرف الحقيقي. They are not real definition. Moreover, على أنه سيجي, it will come later. Inshallah, in the same book, we have a discussion later that wujud actually has no jins or fasl or khassa. So you cannot make any definition, because for a definition you need to have parts of something and you bring jins and fasl or jins and khassa. If something is simple and has no these parts, you cannot make a definition. على أنه سيجي أن الوجود لا جنس له ولا فصل له ولا خاصة له. These are three types of كليات خمس, None of them are there for wujud, and we need these for definition. So you cannot analyze wujud because it is basit. You cannot bring general parts and exclusive part, jins and fasl. Al-mu'arrif يتركب منها, needs to be a combination of these things. فلا معرف للوجود. There is no mu'arrif for wujud. So the first thing that you have to remember about wujud is that it is, as a concept, badihi. مفهوم الوجود بديهي. Okay? One more thing, inshallah, we want to learn in this session. And that is again about mafhum al-wujud. The second thing that we want to learn about mafhum al-wujud is that it is mushtarakun ma'navi. This is a very important discussion, and you remember this discussion from the previous book also, but here also we discuss it from the beginning. We said some concepts are applicable to different instances. For example, you say water. Water can be applied to water of London, water of Manchester, water of New York, water of Karbala, water of Najaf. Any water is called water. It has how many meanings? One meaning. You cannot say water has many meanings. It is either water of London or water of Manchester or water of New York. No, it's one meaning. It has been used in the same sense everywhere. Yeah, it's different from, for example, those things which have different meanings, like in Arabic, when we say al-ain, ain sometimes means eye, sometimes means a spring, sometimes means a spy. So there can be different meanings. It's up to 70 meanings. That's different. That is mushtarak lafzi. That's equivocal. This is univocal. This is mushtarak ma'anavi. Means one concept, one meaning, but that meaning can be applied to many, many cases. But the meaning is one. Okay, so this is the concept of mushtarak ma'anavi. Means it's one meaning, one concept, which is common between all of them. Now the question is the concept of being mushtarak ma'navi or mushtarak lafzi? Some people have thought with respect to every type of being, the concept of being has different meaning. Some people have thought when you say al-insanu mawjudun, mawjud means something which is different from when you say al-farasu mawjudun, horse is existing. Or For example, al-malaikatu mawjudatun. Or when you say God is mawjud, they said in every type of being, mawjud has different meaning. Some people have narrowed down and said no, not that diverse, not that for every type it has a meaning, but they say for wajibul wujud has one meaning, for mumkinat another meaning. So there are two meanings. When you say al-wajibu mawjudun, it has one meaning. When we say al-insan, al-faras, al-shajar, al-hajar, al-baqar mawjud, has another meaning. So some people have said there are two meanings for mawjud. Okay? But what we say is that mawjud is mawjud. Mawjud has one meaning. Yes, the reality of that thing which is mawjud is different. Like water has one meaning, but water to water can be very different. Water can be cold, can be hot, can be, very sweet, can be, salty. It's all water. Wujud is wujud. But whether that wujud is very weak or very strong is different. That's reality. That is what is outside. But the concept is common. You say book. Book is book. Whether it is a book like Quran or whether it's a book like a normal book or it's a book which is even harmful, this is book. Book is book. I'm not saying these books are the same, but I'm saying the concept of book is book. It's called mushtarak ma'nawi. Insan is insan. Yeah? But we know that there are old human beings, there are young human beings, there are men, there are women, there are educated, uneducated, good, bad. There are so many different types of human beings. But as far as the concept of human being is concerned, it has one meaning. Therefore, you have to bring extra descriptions. If you want to refer to a particular type of human being, it's not just enough to say insan. You have to say what type of insan. So this shows that the concept of insan is general. It has one meaning.
It's like you gave the example in the previous book for the whiteness.
Yeah.
Yes, whiteness is one, but then it could be distributed into white gold or white.
Yeah, and if you mean just whiteness, simple whiteness, it cannot be second. But if you say whiteness with different characteristics or insan with different characteristics, there can be many, but this concept only refers to what is common between them. Yes.
So this is not any different from when Mullah Sadr says that actually when he talks about God, he says that actually existence is only one existence. Like you mentioned, there were philosophers that said that God exists and the world exists. But Mullah Sadr says there is no existence except God, and everything else, when compared to God, doesn't exist. Remember that you spoke about this
No,
in your last.
that was about God is the only existence which has no limitation. So you don't need to add any limitation to it. Anything else, it's existence with some restriction. God is the only existence which is absolute.
You gave
But
the example of the bird and the shadow.
Yeah.
So the world and existence is like the shadow.
Yes,
And the bird, and we see the shadow as being real.
yes,
But it's the bird that's real, but we don't see that. So,
Yes.
so
yes. But shadow is also under the bird real. Okay, but that's another discussion. It's a good discussion. But right now the focus is for all philosophers, not only Mullah Sadra, is the same, except from very few people. All Muslim philosophers, apart few, they say wujud is mushtarak ma'nawi. Actually, this is not a philosophical question. This is something that is a linguistic question and is a logical question. That we have the same understanding of wujud. When you say something exists, or in Arabic we say a mawjud, Alif mawjud. Mawjud has one meaning. We inshallah mention some arguments for it. So الفصل الثاني في أن مفهوم الوجود مشترك معنوي. The concept of wujud is مشترك معنوي, is equivocal. يحمل الوجود على موضوعاته بمعنى واحد اشتراكا معنويا. Wujud is used as a predicate for different subjects. الإنسان موجود, الفرس موجود, الشجر موجود, النفس موجودة, العقل موجود, الواجب موجود. So you use wujud as predicate for different subjects. In all of them, wujud has one meaning, one common meaning. What is our proof? What is our argument? First of all, it doesn't need proof, because if you look at it, you find it, obvious. But we can mention something as a kind of reminder, actually. Although it's you can say it's argument, but something which is obvious doesn't need arguments. It's a kind of reminder. It's a kind of, just giving you kind of attention or notice. For example, Allah Ta'ala says, sometimes we classify wujud. We say al-wujud imma wajibun or mumkinun. It's either necessary or contingent. Or then we say al-mumkinu, wujud al-mumkin, imma jawharun or aradun. Wujud al-jawhare imma aqlun or nafsun or jismun or suratun or maddatun, or according to some methalun. Remember we said some people believe in 6 types of substance. Araz, kam, kaif, mata. We use wujud in all of them, and we understand the same thing. When we say al-wajibu mawjudun, al-mumkinu mawjudun. Yeah, when we say al-jawharu mawjudun or al-arazu mawjudun, or different types of jawhar and araz, in all of them, we understand the same thing, and this is why it can become maqsam. You can say wujud is divided into al-wajib al-mumkin, or wujud al-mumkin is divided. If something has no one common meaning, cannot become maqsam. You cannot divide it. Okay? You cannot divide something which has different meanings into different types. Now I want to ask a very delicate question. If someone says, even in mushtarak al-lafzi we can divide. We can say al-aynu imma aynun fi ras or aynul ma. So if someone says, look, ayn is mushtarak al-lafzi and we divided it into different parts. What do you say?
Different meaning, not one context. According to the context, we are looking into the context. Because if the word is just there, then we don't know. But when we reading in the
No, now I'm saying al-ayn is either physical eye or a spring or a spy. So I have put mushtarak al-lafzi and I am dividing it. What's the answer? We said one reason why wujud is mushtarak ma'navi, it's because it can become maqsam, means you can divide it into different things. The only time you can divide something is when it is common. Okay, I can say human beings are either men or women. It means that both of them are human beings. I cannot divide something into different parts when that thing is not available in all of them. So the fact that I can say al-wujud imma wajibun or mumkin means wujud is mushtarak ma'navi, is available in both of them. Okay? So now if someone comes and says, I say the same thing about mushtarak lafzi, I say al-aynu, either it is physical eye, or it's water, or it's spy. What do you answer?
I think it's a way that it has developed over the years linguistically.
Yes, no, but this is a logical point. How you can bring something as maqsam when it has no common meaning? Yes.
Both categories were saying contain ain, whereas ain and ma by itself is ma'navi. If you look at another level of ain, it's ma'navi in itself. But because you're using ain in two different levels, that's why.
So how can I bring ain as maqsam? Yes.
You use the same, find the common term between all of the divisions that you're using. It doesn't have a common meaning, and you can't divide it.
So maybe you have this in mind that when I say al-aynu, either this or that, in reality I mean al-musamma bil-ayn. Al-musamma bil-ayn, and this is mushtarak ma'navi. What is called ayn is either this or this or this. So this is mushtarak ma'navi. This is something which is common between them because they are all called ayn. Okay? So one reason for arguing that wujud is a mushtarak ma'navi, it's a concept which is univocal, is this, that it can be divided into different types. And the only way to divide the same concept into different types is when it is available in all of them. So it has to be mushtarak ma'navi. وَمِنَ الدَّلِيلَ عَلَيْهِ, one of the reasons for what? اشتراك معنوي وجود أننا نقسم الوجود إلى أقسامه. We divide wujud into its parts. المختلفة, if different types. كتقسيمه إلى وجود الواجب ووجود الممكن. Sometimes we say wujud is either necessary or contingent. وتقسيم وجود الممكن إلى وجود الجوهر ووجود العرض. Then we say contingent is divided to substance or accident. ثم وجود الجوهر إلى أقسامه. Then we divide substance into 5 types. وجود العرض إلى أقسامه. We divide عرض into 9 types. ومن المعلوم أن التقسيم يتوقف في صحته على وحدة المقسم. Any taqsim to be valid needs to have a common concept that you divide it. Okay? وَوُجُودُهُ فِي الْأَقْسَامِ, and that has to exist. يتوقف في صحته على وحدة المقسم ووجوده في الأقسام. That common thing must be available. For example, we say human beings are either men or women. So both of them are human beings. I cannot say human beings are either, for example, men or women or flowers. Because flowers are not human beings. Humanity is not available in them. I can only bring things that humanity is common between them. Yes? The second argument. Yes.
There's another example in terms of existence. In terms of mushtarak ma'navi.
Yeah.
Using existence. Wujud. What example can we use?
Human beings. You can divide human beings into different groups. Or for example, book. You can say books are either paperback or hardback. Or books are either in English or Farsi. So you can use the same concept and then divide it to different parts. But that concept must be applicable to all of them. The second argument, this is also another beautiful argument. Argument for what? اشتراك معنوي. The second argument for اشتراك معنوي of wujud is this. Sometimes we say, what is the nature, what is the essence of something? We know its existence, but we don't know its mahiyah. If wujud in every mahiyah meant the same mahiyah, then it was not possible to know wujud without knowing the mahiyah. Because those people who say wujud is mushtarak al-lafzi, some of them say in every mahiyah it has different meanings. Some say only in wajib and mumkin. We say we many times know existence of something and still we are asking about its mahiyah. So it means that wujud must be common in all different types of mahiyat. Okay? And now, ربما أثبتنا وجود شيء. Sometimes we prove the existence of something. ثم ترددنا في خصوصية ذاته. Then we are unsure. Taraddud means what? You are not decided. You are not sure. ثم ترددنا في خصوصية ذاته. We are unsure about its particularities. We know this exists, but we don't know everything about its essence. كما لو أثبتنا للعالم صانعا. For example, suppose we prove that this world has a creator, a maker. Sani' is a maker. This world has a maker. But then, suppose we are not sure whether that maker is necessary being or another mumkin. Suppose maybe someone says, yes, this world is created, but the creator is also created. So, what does it show? It shows that you can know existence of Sani'. There is a maker, but still you don't know everything about that maker. You need to argue further. If the concept of wujud in Sani' meant something different from another thing, then you could not understand this exists unless you knew everything about it. So when you know something exists, you must know all the particular things about it. كما لو أثبتنا للعالم صانعا ثم ترددنا في كونه واجبا أو ممكنا. We prove that there is a maker for the world, but we are not sure whether it is necessary being or contingent being, or whether it has mahiyah or does not have mahiyah. Because you know wajib al-wujud doesn't have mahiyah. Mahiyah is only for mumkinat, who have limits. Or for example, we say human beings have soul, but whether that soul is material or immaterial, we have to discuss. But if wujud for soul meant something particular, then we could not believe in wujud without knowing still the details. It should be all coming together. Or for example, whether that is Johar or Aras, while still we know that it exists. فَلَوْ لَمْ يَكُنْ لِلْوُجُودِ مَعْنًا وَاحِدٍ. So if existence didn't have one common meaning, بَلْ كَانَ مُشْتَرَكًا لَفْظِيًّا مُتَعَدِّدًا مَعْنَاهُ بِتَعَدُّدِ مَوْضُوعَاتِهِ. If wujud was مُشْتَرَكًا لَفْظِيًّا, had many meanings, as many as the subjects for which wujud is applied, لتغير معناه بتغير موضوعاته بحسب الاعتقاد بالضرورة. According then to our assumption, it should have as many meanings as many subjects. For mumkin, something; for wajib, another thing; or for jawhar, something; for araz, another thing. While when we say something is mawjood, we understand that it is real, then we can go further and say, okay, what type of reality it has? What type of essence it has? Is it substance? Is it accident? And so on and so forth. The third argument. This argument hopefully is easier to understand. What is opposite to wujud? Adam. Opposite to existence is non-existence. Alhamdulillah, in non-existence, no one has said it is mushtarak al-lafzi. People find it easy to say. When we say something is not real, it has one meaning. Okay? If someone denies that, the third argument doesn't work. Okay? So, no one says Adam has different meanings. Now, we say Adam and wujud are what? Naqidan. They are contradictory. You know, when two things are contradictory, لا يجتمعان ولا يفترقان. Yeah? When two things are contradictory, they can never be together, and also you cannot have none of them. Either this or that. Yeah? You cannot have none of them or both of them. You have to have one of them at least. Okay? So, when you say al-insanu ma'dumun, and for example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ma'dumun. Suppose you say like that. Ma'dum has the same meaning. Then you say ma'dum is not right. We should use the opposite. So we say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala laysa bima'dum huwa mawjood. Al-insan laysa bima'dum huwa mawjood. When ma'dum has one meaning, then the opposite also should have the same meaning. Because for every naqiz, there is one naqiz. Naqiz cannot have two contradictory things. Because then you can have none of them and the third one. Always remember, al-mutanaqidan are two. Because it's a matter of yes and no. Okay? So, when you say A is not mawjood, is ma'doom, B is ma'doom. You understand by ma'doom the same thing. Okay, then opposite to ma'doom, that A is mawjood or B is mawjood should be the same. So, because ma'doom is used in all different types of beings, wajib, mumkin, and then in mumkinat, jawhar, araz is understood in the same way, its opposite also should be the same. Of course, as I said, this is for the people who still understand that ma'doom has one meaning. If someone says, no, ma'doom even has different meaning, then because these are indeed, as I told you, these are not really arguments. These are just reminders. These are just to make someone pay enough attention. Because obvious, mafhumul wujud is wahid. It's like mafhumul ma is wahid. It's mushtaraka ma'navi. Mafhum is common. Yes, instances are very different. Like human beings are very different from each other. Books are very different from each other, but the concept of human being, the concept of book are the same. The concept of wujud is the same. Okay? القائلون باشتراكه اللفظي بين الأشياء. Some people who have said it is mushtarak al-lafzi between different types of beings, means in wajib has one meaning, in insan has another meaning, in shajar another meaning, in hajar another. So some people have said so many different meanings are there for wujud. Some people said no. Bain al-wajib wal-mumkin. They said only between wajib and mumkin we have difference. So there are two meanings. If wujud is for wajib has one meaning, if wujud is for mumkin has another meaning. Why they have gone to this wrong idea? What was their concern? What was the thing that made them, worried, and they had to go to such a strange position? Because they thought, of course mistakenly, they thought there is a big difference between these things. And if we say wujud is used in the same sense, it means we are denying the differences. They all become similar. Not knowing that you can say the concept is the same, but the realities are different. القائلون باشتراكه means باشتراك الوجود اللفظي بين الأشياء أو بين الواجب والممكن أنما ذهبوا إليه. They have only gone to this position حذرا من لزوم السنخية بين العلة والمعلول مطلقة أو بين الواجب والممكن. They wanted to avoid thinking that we have made everything similar. How can cause and effect, especially ultimate cause and other things under him, be the same? But we say there is no such a requirement. There's no such an implication. Who said when you say mawjud is used in the same sense, they all become similar? When you say Al-Mizan is book, Quran is book, Nahj al-Balagh is book, doesn't mean that they are the same. Yes, they are the same in being book, but they have lots of differences. Book can be applied to all of them, but they are very different. إنما ذهبوا إليه حذرا من لزوم السنخية بين العلة والمعلول مطلقا or بين الواجب والممكن, either between any cause and effect or between wajib and mumkin. They said there are two meanings. وَرُدَّ. In addition to the arguments that we have mentioned, there is one objection against these people. They said, when you say they are used in different sense, it means that we actually cannot then understand what does it mean when we say God is mawjud. We have to stop our uqul, our intellect, from understanding. It needs ta'atil al-uqul and al-ma'rifah, because we don't understand except one meaning. رد بأنه يستلزم تعتيل العقول عن المعرفة. It requires to stop reason from معرفة. إذا قلنا الواجب موجود. Just for the moment, please forget everything and just think yourself. When we say الواجب موجود, do you understand something different from al-insanu mawjudun? It's not different. It means it has reality. Al-wajibu mawjudun, al-insanu mawjudun, means they are real. If you say it is another thing, what is that? We don't know. So we have to just stop. We have to say we cannot say anything about God, because these concepts are for human beings. إذا قلنا الواجب موجود فإن كان المفهوم منه المعنى الذي يفهم من وجود الممكن. If it is the same thing that we understand when we say something contingent exists, then لازم الاشتراك المعنوي. Okay, alhamdulillah. It means that we have accepted اشتراك المعنوي. If you mean no, when I say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or al-wajib mawjudun, it's not the same as saying al-insanu mawjudun. It's naqis, it's opposite to that, that's a big problem, because opposite to that means it doesn't exist. Because in Adam we don't have except one meaning. You cannot accept that al-wajibu mawjudun means al-wajibu ma'dumun. So this is also not possible. In kan al-mafhumu min ma yuqabiluhu, it's what we understand from mawjud in al-wajibu mawjudun is naqis for mawjud in al-insan mawjudun. Naqis for al-insan mawjudun is total non-existence. Total non-existence cannot be said is the meaning of al-wajibu mawjudun. وَهُوَ مِصْدَاقُ النَّقِيزِ كَانَ نَفْيًا لِوُجُودِهِ. This means that you are denying the existence of God. And if you say, you have spoken so much that I'm not confused, I don't understand anything. Okay, so then you have to stop theology and philosophy altogether. Because you say, I don't understand anything. I am just confused. So we cannot, proceed if we are stopping people from understanding. And وَإِلَّمْ يُفْهَمْ مِنْهُ شَيْءٌ, if nothing is understood and you say, I don't know, كَانَ تَعْتِيلًا لِلْعُقُولِ عَنِ الْمَعْرِفَةِ, it means you are stopping عقول from معرفة. وَهُوَ خِلَافُ مَا نَجِدُهُ مِنْ أَنفُسِنَا بِالذَّرَّةِ. This is different from what we obviously find that we can understand. I understand what is the meaning of Allah mawjud. Even those who deny existence of God, they understand the meaning of Allah mawjud. Whether they accept or not is another issue. We are not talking about that. But they understand what does it mean Allah mawjud. Allah mawjud is real. Human being is mawjud means real. They understand. Okay. Alhamdulillah, we finished the second chapter. Inshallah, we have to continue with more properties of existence. And in particular, we have to see what is the difference between wujud and mahiyya. And then which one is asil? Is wujud asil, primordial, or mahiyya? And those other issues. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen.